Good Sunday to you. I'm Storm Team 9 Meteorologist Patrick Ellis here with your ENC Weather Update for this Sunday, February the 23rd, 2014. A beautiful day across the east with temperatures back into the mid and upper 60s, even a couple of low 70s trying to sneak in there. And overall, not too bad of a look as we head towards Monday, a touch cooler. And then the cold air comes rushing back in here as we head into the latter half of this week. And rain chances in the forecast as well, so we'll detail that all out here in the forecast update video. Here's a look at satellite and radar. Frontal boundary approaching us from the west this afternoon and this evening. We got high and mid-level cloudiness today. That's about what we got going on. Some strong and severe storms down in Florida, impacting the Daytona 500 this afternoon. Pretty nasty down there, and they're about to get another round that comes in here later on tonight. Hopefully they get the race in. But as far as what we're concerned, that system stays down to the south because our little friend, our frontal boundary, going to keep it down there and actually help to push that off towards the east. So good news in that category. We're going to stay dry as we head through the overnight hours, but it's going to be a touch cooler as we head towards tomorrow. Overnight lows tonight into the low and mid 40s. A couple of clouds here or there. We'll start off with some clouds, but clouds will get out of here fairly quickly. We'll go back to more sunshine by the afternoon hours. Highs into the, we'll call it into the middle and upper 50s. Some low 60s trying to sneak in there for, say, New Bern and Jacksonville late in the day. And then back into the 40s and going to be dropping down into the low 30s as we head into the overnight hours on Monday night into early on Tuesday. And speaking of that, we're likely going to start off with some sunshine on Tuesday before this frontal boundary pushes in here, and then the clouds start to build in here through the afternoon and evening hours. Some rain chances in here late on Tuesday into Wednesday morning. You see some moisture trying to wrap in here with the cold air behind the first frontal boundary on early Wednesday morning. Would not be surprised if a few flakes fell out of that, if there's some moisture still lingering around underneath those clouds, especially north of US 264 on Wednesday morning. The temperature is going to be tanking through the day as that second frontal boundary pushes through here, but at least the sunshine comes back here by the time we head towards Thursday. And what we've been talking about is the cold air has been recharging up towards the north and finally going to start to migrate down towards the south. And it looks like the cold air is coming back with a vengeance. So winter returns to round out the month of February and to start off March. Here's a look at Monday off the 12Z GFS run, and looks like things will be nice. We'll have that little piece of energy scooting off towards the north of us, and that's what's actually going to help to bring in a few of those clouds late in the day, during the day on Monday. Not a big issue. I think, like I said, mostly sunny to partly sunny skies through the day on Monday, but it'll be cooler. See the ice heights just very tightly packed there. So some cold air really trying to sneak in here as we head into Monday. And you also see that the colder air is trying to sneak in there as well. Cold air advection moving southward into the area. So that's what's going to only afford us the 50s by the time we head into your afternoon hours of Monday. But we're dry at least, so that's good news in that category. Here's Tuesday afternoon, and once again, we're staying dry through much of the day on Tuesday, but what we're going to be watching is this piece of energy right here that's going to be moving south and eastward. That will be affecting us on Wednesday, and that's going to bring us rain chances overnight of Tuesday and into Wednesday. Probably going to start off with some sunshine building in clouds through the afternoon, highs into the mid and upper 50s. You see the 540 line trying to make the retreat off towards the north as we head into the latter half of the day, so we'll try to make that mention. But as the energy comes southward, look what happens. We get an area of low pressure developing offshore by the early morning hours of Wednesday, and it tries to get out of here by the time we head into the afternoon hours, and we're dry by the time we head into the latter half of the day, but the cold air really rushes in here behind that. But you see here on the model, we'll go back to 7 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday morning. You see the 540 line sneaking in there with some moisture. Wrap around moisture on the back side of the low pressure center. That's interesting. So we'll look at the soundings off of the GFS. This is valid for 1 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, and we're above freezing, so we wouldn't have any issues. That would just be a plain cold rain early on Wednesday morning, and also quite warm down at the surface, likely be into the near 50-degree mark, or, well, closing in on probably the upper 40s on Wednesday morning, if that does verify. Now, we'll step it ahead. We'll go out to hour 69. So that is, we'll call it about 3 o'clock in the morning. You see the colder air is trying to move in there, moisture at the surface. So it's still above freezing, so we're not having any issues there. So that's just a rain look. We'll take it out to 72 hours. That's 12Z. That would be 7 o'clock in the morning. And like I said, that's when we're talking about the cold air really starting to push in here. And look what we got going on here. We've got good moisture here, below freezing. This is the freeze line right here. It does make it above freezing at this point right here. So it's got enough time to make it down to the surface as all rain, but it is a cold rain. And the surface is above freezing as well. And then we'll step it out one more time step. We'll take it out to 75 hours. Look what happens there. You still got the moisture there in the mid-levels of the atmosphere. Everything, that's the freeze line. Everything's below freezing with the exception of the very bottom of the column, which is just above freezing. So that may be able to afford some snowflakes in there if that verifies, but that's only for one, maybe a brief little time period. And the NAM also agrees with this. The European is a little bit more shy as far as getting that cold air to wrap around there. It does have it wrapping around in there, but it's not as cold. By the time we head towards Wednesday afternoon, we dry the column out. We're moving above freezing, so we're okay there. That's just cold at that point. And like I said, temperatures would be tanking through the day as that cold air starts to move in. I do believe that maybe the GFS and the NAM may be a touch too cold on this, but the idea is there could be a couple of flakes trying to fly in there as this moisture tries to lift out of here on Wednesday. Don't think it's a big issue though. If anything, I don't think it's a big issue. So we're not talking about any accumulating snows or anything of that nature, but there could be a couple of flakes mixing in with some showers as that lifts out. And you saw the precision forecast model wasn't all that great with the moisture. It just picked up on the clouds, and underneath that you could have just some clouds with maybe a couple flurries, maybe a couple sprinkles underneath that. That's what I'm kind of thinking at this point. But if that verifies, but the sunshine comes out by the afternoon hours, and that will actually allow for temperatures to try to warm back up into the low and mid 40s. We get that energy out of here, and we just kind of get in this kind of cold west-northwest flow as we head towards the end of the forecast period, as we head towards Thursday. That's just a chilly day, probably with highs only into the mid and upper 40s. Maybe a spot or two trying to get close to 50, but I don't think that would happen. But it's going to just be one of those cold days, but at least it'll be sunny. We'll call it mostly sunny to completely sunny on Thursday with the dry air in place. But I do want to go back over here and talk about this. And, you know, I was talking about this last week. This little piece of energy that's going to be diving southward as we head towards the weekend. That's going to give us our weekend rain chances. So, that's just something that we were looking at beforehand. But that's going to be our weekend rain chance, kind of following this kind of a path right through here. But it kind of looks like it's going to dampen out as it moves off towards the east. All right, there's your weekend energy. And that's going to be breaking out showers across Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. But like I said, that's going to be moving up towards the north, and that's going to bring us rain chances by the time we head towards late Friday and into Saturday. We'll call it a mainly dry day, but I wouldn't be surprised on Friday if maybe a shower or two I got right there on the Crystal Coast. Not a big issue. I only put in a 10% chance, but highs would be trying to close in on 50 that afternoon. Maybe 52 at best as we head towards Friday afternoon. We'll call it partly cloudy sky. Your weekend energy comes around the flow, and that brings us the rain chances on Saturday. And that's a warm look there. As far as temperatures are concerned, that's a warmer look than what we had yesterday. Yesterday we had the wedge set up there. The European went to more of a wedge setup for Saturday, so we'll watch that. That's probably going to go back and forth, I think. But we're above freezing. We're at 50 degrees or so on Saturday, mostly cloudy. Good chance for rain, though, as that low develops offshore and pushes away. But the cold air is going to rush in. Look at all this cold air up here. The flow pattern is going to bring it down towards the south behind that. Now, GFS is trying to pump a ridge in here, a little slight ridge as you get at this trough trying to dive in, this little shortwave energy moving southward into desert southwest. That's something interesting that we'll have to watch as well. But for now, we're going to keep it dry on Sunday with temperatures likely going to be cooling. Like I said, it's going to be with a wedge set up there, so we'll probably call it mostly sunny skies, but the wedge is going to be in place, and that's going to keep you a touch cooler, likely going to stay in the 40s that afternoon. To the end of the forecast period, this is Monday, next Monday. This would be the 3rd of March. Another shortwave energy coming across the southern branch. That's going to be kind of moving up like this into the flow pattern. That would be affecting us by the time we head towards, say, Tuesday or so. Tuesday or Wednesday. We may make the mention for maybe a shower, but I'll tell you this, the European is completely different on this piece of energy. It's further south with the energy and brings all the shower activity south as we head towards the next week. But we'll watch that closely. There's still some inconsistency, and like I said, this is out towards voodoo land, so we're talking about 8 days out pretty much. But there could be a couple of showers early on Monday, but better rain chances may come in here by the time we head towards Tuesday and Wednesday. That'll do it for me here on the ENC Weather Update. You can stay up to date with us, Facebook, Twitter, WNCT.com, and a brand new Storm Team 9 app in the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. Have a great rest of your evening, a great day tomorrow, and a great weather week ahead.